Hello and welcome to Lusophonea. Today we have with us Irina, one of Angola's original divas. With her second album already under her belt, Irina took time this year to come back to the United States and talk to us a little bit. Irina, welcome to Lusophonea.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you back here.
Thank you.
Yeah, back in the States.
Back in the States.
All right, now let's kind of, I know we have a lot of fans that watch this program. They don't quite, and you have a lot of fans. Goodness gracious, I've been watching you, especially in the Latin market. You're killing them.
Yes.
Yeah. But how great is it for an Angolan to kind of break into different markets?
It's awesome. I feel like that's what music is all about nowadays, because, more and more, people are looking into international styles of music, finding what they really like to dance to. And so it's awesome to have fans in Spain, in Argentina say, hey, I really like that one song you did and I danced to it this way.
Right.
Because there's no wrong way of dancing.
Definitely. And I mean, and we know that there are a lot of other great things that we're going to touch on, like the expansion of Kizomba, the explosion of Kizomba throughout the world. Yeah, but let's kind of take it back.
Okay.
Because you know that I know you for like almost 15 years.
Oh my gosh,
more. More than that,
18
right?
18 years.
18 years, going on 20 years.
Going on 20.
Wow,
but I'm 24,
amazing.
So don't go back too
and
much.
No, that's right. So I known you since you were 4, right? And which is really great. Right. Now let's talk a little bit about your career. I mean, at the beginning, you decided to be a singer, but there was actually a little bit of a constraint in there between what your family wanted you to do and what you wanted to do.
It was very hard to pick up and own up to what I was meant to do here, which is, when somebody says I'm going to be a singer, it's kind of like a calling, I feel. It's not something that you wake up and you say, you know what, today I'm going to go and be a singer. No, it's actually something that you do constantly since you're very, very small. And then you feel like when you do it, people actually look and they say, oh, wow, you made me feel some type of way when you sang that one song. And I feel like that's what it's all about. So when I told them, Mom, Dad, I actually want to be a singer because that's what I'm here to do, they were kind of like, well, how do you know? What's your safety net, kind of? So they said, you can be a singer, but first just make sure that you have a degree in something else. So if your calling doesn't work out, you always have something to fall back to. So I did an international business trade and commerce degree, which always helped me because everything is all a business. Everything is a business. Exactly. Even music is a business.
Show business.
There's a lot of soul, which is what it's all about, but it's also a business. So you need to kind of understand both things, I feel, if you want to be successful.
And which is great. Now, when do you think that you had that calling? At what age did you get that calling, that thing, which singing is what I was
ever since I was 5 years old. I've been singing every day non-stop, and my mom would go crazy like, oh my gosh, please stop, like you never stop, you're singing. And I didn't know any English, and I was singing Whitney Houston.
Oh wow, amazing.
But it was in English. It was what I would hear, and I would make up
your own words.
Yes.
Yeah, which
and they would be like, that's so beautiful, but that's not, that's not English. What are you singing?
Now you picked up
right.
You ended up doing an album while you were in college.
Yes.
Okay. Did very well for you. You actually ended up charting in both Europe and Africa.
Yes. Yes. Sonhos is something that still plays on the airplane. When I'm going to Angola, how there's a background music in the plane. Right. So my first CD called Sonhos plays there. Wow, so when they play, amazing. People are like looking at me like, oh, what? That's So that's how much of an impact that first CD had. I mean, it brought me from an unknown who was doing backgrounds to a top artist.
Right, and for a lot of people that don't know, you actually did do backgrounds for Anselmo Ralph
I did.
On his first album.
And some others in Angola.
Right, and you actually have a song on his first album in which you actually featured in, right? It was Donna, right?
Donna, yes.
Donna, right.
I was the annoying mother in the song. So yeah, Donna, and then I featured for other artists in Angola. Yeah, Father Mac, which is one that I really, I love his work. He's now one of the one of the people in charge of like getting stuff out for like the youth.
Yeah.
And you know, he gets out a lot of music with
Right.
positive messages
Right.
that helps people to like, you know, be able to understand their situation and to...
That is great. That is great, which is actually another part of you, because I mean, I know that even in Angola, you also involved in a lot of things. I mean, of course, now you also a mother.
Yes.
Yeah. But let's talk about motherhood a little bit.
Motherhood changes everything. Because I write all my music, it definitely changed the way I write. So before it was kind of romantic, lovey-dovey music, but now it's deeper.
Yeah.
It's about the meaning of life. It's about what it is to love someone so much that you feel like you love them more than you love yourself, just because you have to protect them so much.
Right.
So it changed everything for me and helped me be more open-minded, and definitely helped me write better, for sure.
Well, that's a great thing. Now, your new CD.
Yes.
Yeah.
O Ano do Pavão, which means the year of the peacock.
Okay. Let's talk about the production for that album.
We worked with Heavy C, which was the main producer for that CD. We worked with Tito Paris, who is a legend in the Antilles.
Right, that's Cape Verdean.
Cape Verde, and
Right.
he is the top right now in Cape Verde.
Right.
Ever since Cesaria Évora passed,
Right.
who was also a huge
Yes,
name.
that is a huge legend.
Now he's, you know,
Indeed.
pretty much where she was, and he used to play and sing for her.
Right, that is
So,
true. Quite
yeah,
true. Yeah,
so-
they have a very nice band actually.
They had a great relationship too, because
Yes.
you know, in music it's all about friendships and who
Exactly.
you want to be next to, because you end up living with those people
Exactly.
every time you tour around the world.
Yeah.
So they had a great relationship. He taught me a lot of things. He would tell me things that she used to do in the shows just to help me with nerves and all these things. And you know, it was wonderful working with him. I worked with him for 3 days, and I felt like I learned enough for 30 years,
Right.
and I really hope to work with him again.
There
He
you
is-
go. Which is a wonderful thing. I honestly do like his music a lot. He's one
He's
of the
amazing.
great legends, and I've been blessed enough to
A
actually
legend,
see him
yeah.
play live. So that's a great thing. Yeah, on with a big band and a small band. So
He's
I
a
know
one-man
he's good.
show. If he
Right.
decides he's going to play, you know, 3 instruments by
And
himself
he'll
in
do it.
different songs, he will do it. He's that much of a, you know, in tune with his musicality. And he always told me, Irina, I can sense your musicality. Don't let that go. Don't make it about the business. Always make it about the music, which is what makes music work for me. Because every time I launch a CD, people can connect because they kind of see the feeling in the work.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Right. Now, aside from that, also one of the things that actually surprised me, especially with your work, was when I actually got to Angola, your songs were actually playing as ringtones on by the phone company.
By
Right.
the biggest phone company, yeah,
Right,
true.
the biggest phone
they
company.
did a huge campaign
Right.
with me as the poster
Right, I saw the
girl. I was
commercials
all
and all
over
that.
the country.
Right, all over posters and walls.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
You go outside, you see posters all over the road of yourself. That was interesting. Yeah,
Definitely.
it was a blast.
Which
to
song
work
was
with
that?
Unitel. It was Prometo-te,
Prometo-te,
which
right.
means I promise you, right?
Right, that
It
was
was
one
one
of
of
the
the most famous wedding songs, and they decided we're gonna use this
Right.
as the main song for a campaign, and it was a joy to work with.
Yeah,
them
because
itself,
they even did
you know.
a TV commercial, because the first time I saw it was actually you on a television
The commercial was playing, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
all day long after the soap opera, before the soap operas, all day long. The posters were, you know, all over town.
Right.
So.
Now, one of the cool things that I want to definitely touch on your first album, I know that there was a video from that album that you definitely like a lot. Which song was that?
Sega.
Sega. That was the one
We did
song
that
would,
here.
yeah, that wouldn't stop playing.
People were like,
Everybody sang it.
wow,
Right.
we've never seen a video with so much emotion.
Right.
Where, because usually in Angola, the videos used to be way back when, just
Right.
somebody singing, pretty
Right.
scenery, but then that was a story.
Right.
So,
So, and
people
you-
were very impressed.
Yeah, and then you had everybody stay with that line, that bangy bangy line. It was like it had that bang bang, which was
They
bang
loved
bang.
it. They loved everything about Sega. Up to today,
Sweet.
people know me as the girl who sang Sega.
Right.
So, you know, I had huge campaigns. I was blessed enough, but people still know me. When they're not sure, they say, oh, the girl who sang Sega. And they're like, okay, we know who that is now. So.
Right. Now, let's go ahead and cut into your video, and let's take a look at Sega.
Awesome.
All right, let's take a look at Sega.